and 4. The battle is on. It's going to be too close to call side by side. Wangdo gets it. Oh, we got contact. We got flips. We got big wrecks here going back to the front because we're racing back to the line.
William Page with the victory.
Looking for second here.
Musa's gonna
he's going to use that apron.
He's going to use the apron.
They're going to be side by side. Coming off the corner. Boy, back to the inside. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Musa gets it.
Musa, where did he come from?
Boyer trying to close the gap. He's going to get to the bumper. Oh, just barely did not make it. And coming off of turn 4, Jeff Stekenis is going to win it at Dover.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series here from the Kansas Speedway. As always, I'm your host, JoeTowNetwork. Alongside me tonight, the one and only Mr. Richard Collette. Ricky, we're here in Kansas.
We're here in Kansas, Joe. You know what the best thing about Kansas is?
I think there's a casino off of turn number 2.
It's Kansas!
Oh. Well, this, of course, the 2002 version of the Kansas Speedway, folks. We're going to go for 107 laps here tonight, 70 degrees. Again, a Chamber of Commerce night here from the Kansas Speedway with the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series.
Joe, I think that's 2003 Kansas.
Didn't the game come out in 2002?
Came out in 2003, February 2003.
Yeah, but when the track would be based off of the 2002 Kansas.
Now, if you want to split hairs, then I guess.
I just want to be right.
I guess.
I just want to be acknowledged for being right for once in my life. Oh.
Well, then you shouldn't have me in the booth here, because I'm going to make sure that if I'm wrong, you're wrong too. I'm pulling everyone down with me tonight.
Ricky Collette taking the ship down with them. Of course, this is our Circle B Diecast race preview. Make sure you use code JTAN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. CircleBDiecast.com is your home for all your racing-related memorabilia needs. Ba-ba-bam. Can't thank you folks enough for using that code whenever you're in the market for some new diecasts especially. But if you're looking for maybe a racing t-shirt, maybe you're going to go out there and pre-order your favorite driver in case they win the championship, you're going to pre-order their championship gear. You can head on over to Circle B Diecast now and do that. Maybe you're a Kyle Larson fan and you're feeling a little confident. I am feeling confident right now, Ricky, though, that the one and only Ricky J is probably going to be taking home this title here in 3 weeks' time when we go to the Phoenix Raceway.
Joe, well, he's been on a roll, having some good momentum here. Always fast, always good, and it's not a bad assessment. But also 3 weeks left. Do you really want to throw in the towel that quick?
I'm trying to find the points, and I can't find the points. So
okay, well then I can lie.
It's a
you really
close
want to
race.
throw in the towel that quick with how close this championship battle is, Mr. Joe Kowanski?
I guess not. BJ is currently 110 points up on Nelly.
That's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's peanuts.
Peanuts?
Peanuts, I tell you.
Well, folks, remember, this is the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series presented by Voiles Trucking. Want a big shout out and a thank you to Mr. Brian Voiles and Mrs. Kathy Voiles for all that they do for not only us here on JTN for bringing us out to these races, but also for all they do for the boys here at Bomb Squad Racing. Ricky, Kansas is it's a fickle track because we're kind of this version here tonight. It's not one lane per se, but these guys are definitely going to be fighting to be around the bottom.
Yeah, for sure. This isn't really like what we ran in Texas last week, where well, it's similar and it's different. It's a mile and a half. It doesn't have a ton of grip. Wheel spin is going to be an absolute. These guys are going to have an absolute hoot of a time trying to deal with the wheel spin. But Kansas, a lot less banking than Texas, comparatively speaking. Still a good bit of banking. 15 degrees isn't anything to sneeze at, but it's a lot less. And so the whole track kind of drives different with that lack of grip. Last week, you saw a lot of guys wide open, a lot of drafting work. You're really not going to see that much tonight. You're going to see a lot more emphasis on handling, on grip, mechanical grip. These guys might be even using the brakes a little bit, coming through the turns. It's a different beast, and it's going to be tricky for them to maneuver. Other versions of Texas, where the track's a little more rubberdine, the pavement's a little more well used, allow for some more variability in what lines you're using. Here it's about a lane and a half. I think that's a good assessment. You got that bottom lane, and then you get about maybe a lane up on that you can run side by side with someone with. But you can't rip the top side around here like some years of Kansas, some years we've seen at Kansas. It's very much going to be a low line kind of track tonight, but it's going to be a very technical low lining track. And as we're talking, Joe, got these guys out back on track for happy hour. We have our qualifying lineup determined for tonight's race.
Well, I just want to tack something on real quick. Running the high line, running against the wall here at Kansas is more fun than people give it credit for. I know in iRacing, I've done it a couple times in the Xfinity car, and the Xfinity car is just fun to drive in iRacing, but also here in NR, there's a couple versions, like you said, of Kansas where you can really go up. You can kind of hunt the grip up towards the wall and hunt that speed. So not going to see that tonight, unfortunately, but just wanted to make sure the fans out there knew that there are versions of Kansas where you kind of mosey your way on up to that outside wall. We're seeing Greg Lovell, like you said, about a lane and a half. He's probably about a half lane higher than KJ right now, but like you said, got those the starting lineup, so why don't you take us through it, Ricky?
With pleasure, Joe. For tonight's race here at Kansas, we will have 16 cars starting for this main event, and sitting on the pole is our points leader with that ever so tight points lead, BSR Ricky J in the 193 car at a time of 29.855 seconds. Starting with him on the front row is going to be the 029 car, BSR Killjules, old KJ there, at a time of 29.904 seconds.
Last week's winner. Starting
in third will be BSR Greg Lovell in the 088 car. Keith McLean, the 28, will start from the fourth position. And Zach Rogers in the 9 will roll off from fifth spot this evening, capping off our top 5. Rick Craddock in the 22 will start 6th. Brandon Hawken in the 99 rolls off 7th. Nelly in the 103 will start 8th. BSR Terry Scott in the 66 will start 9th. And last car to take a qualifying time tonight will be the 144 machine of BSR Magoo. He will start from the 10th position. Starting in 11th will be the 028 car, Monty Keller. Starting in 12th will be the 2 of BSR RG Rusty. Starting in 13th will be the 199 of Mike Coulon. And rounding out the field, the 14th position, because I miscounted, because there's really only 14 cars, will be the 49 car of BSR Brainfade. And that will be our starting lineup from here at Kansas tonight. Joe, one of these days, I'm going to get that field count right. I think I miscount it every single week.
Hey, one of these days we'll be right. One of these days we'll do a good job. Never know when, but one of these days. You're right. We can dream.
One of these days will be right. One of these days, JTN will have 1,000 subscribers. We can dream.
We're going to get there. Folks, if you're new tuning in, make sure you hit the like button on the video and subscribe. You want to make sure you don't miss a second of any of the action right here on JTN. This, of course, was your Circle B Diecast race preview. Remember to use that code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. Crazy finish last week at Texas. There were a lot of drivers that kind of walked away with hurt feelings. Guys maybe not given as much room as they should have late in the going. I don't think we'll see that trickle over into tonight here at Kansas, Ricky, but wouldn't be surprised if maybe some brakes aren't cut that they normally would.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's fair to say. You know, like I said, it's a very low-lining track. You really, real estate's going to be at a premium in terms of getting a fast lap around here. These guys know where they're going to want to be racing around the track before they even hit the race in terms of a racing line. So I don't know, if you're not too stoked on someone after last week, you know, they try to pass you, maybe you just make it hard for them to pass, take away that one line. You know, they can't really go anywhere else, can they? You know, so there's a few ways you can kind of show your displeasure without outright being dirty, and I think well, maybe we'll see some of that tonight. You never know. You never know.
That's why it's fun to follow these leagues throughout a full season, because you kind of know who races each other a little harder than maybe someone else, and you kind of see those little tendencies start to form. Will be interesting to see if we
corn. I can't eat corn.
You can't? Oh yeah, that's right.
Not off the cob.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's okay.
I'm of a weak tooth.
I mean, I am too, but who cares?
Well, I mean, not of a weak tooth, but of a metal
No.
tooth. You know what I mean? We're
I knew
running
what you
here
meant.
at Kansas Motor Speedway. Kansas Motor Speedway? Kansas Speedway.
Kansas Speedway.
Is it Motor Speedway or
Nope,
it's
just
Speedway?
Speedway. Just Speedway.
I'm having like a weird Mandela effect right now. I thought there was a motor somewhere in that.
Nope, it's a NASCAR track, so there isn't a motor.
NASCARs have motors.
Well, yeah, but like the SMI tracks are the ones that are Motor Speedway, like Charlotte Motor Speedway, Bristol Motor Speedway, Atlanta Motor Speedway.
That's dumb.
Kentucky isn't a motor speedway, though.
Daytona Motor Speedway.
All right.
All right. Oh, that's where we draw the line.
Start your engine!
There's the command to fire up these 14 fast hot rods. Ricky J going to lead the field to the green, as he has done numerous times this year and as he does in the points. After think a solid day tonight, pretty much locks up the championship for the driver of the 193.
It's anyone's game.
Kilojoules KJ there on the
is.
outside. That 029. We're going to go 2 in a row here. And you got Greg Lovell in the 088. 28 of old Mac Daddy Keith MC. You can buy his shirt right on now on the JTM merch store. The 9. Zach Rogers. And that Samuel Adams Oktoberfest Audi with Rick Craddock to his outside in the ski machine. Brandon Hawken in the 99, 103 Anelli, 66 BSR Terry Scott, 144 Magoo. 2 of RJ Rusty, 028 Monty Keller, 199 Mike Coulong, and rounding out your field of 14, Brain Fade in that number 49 Dodge Dart. You ready to do this, Ricky?
Ask me in 2 laps.
All right, I will ask you in 2 laps if you're ready to do this.
All right.
I'm ready to do this. Fans are ready to do this. They're all on their feet here in the grandstands. In the infield, you see some there on the pit lane. Pace car makes the hard left turn down, and we get ready to go. Green flag racing from Kansas. Down to the start zone we go. Green flag. We're underway here from the Kansas Speedway.
Nice and even, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. They're all going to come motoring into turn 1 here. Ricky J's got the preferred line, and he will start to try to pull away from this 029 and KJ, but KJ making a good charge here on that top line. He's going to let Ricky J come away from him. They're door to door coming down the back straightaway.
Down into 3 again, that 193. Going to have the preferred line on the bottom. KJ trying to hold tough on the outside. Has to be still there on the quarter to maybe have a chance at making a good run down the straightaway. Gonna still be there. Ricky J, though, gonna lead lap number 1 as we head down into turn 1.
Yo, this 029 car holding more of a fight in that top line I was expecting. Granted, that is a middle line, so I think that's not too far off from what we were saying about a lane up, but look at this. KJ actually making some moves here, getting some momentum coming down the back straightaway here. He's gonna pull on Ricky J. He might be able to make the pass here, put that 029 up to the lead.
And he is cleared. Ricky J trying to fight back on the bottom. That 029 got to get a little loose there on exit. That's going to allow that Voiles trucking Mustang to get back to his inside. Help coming with the 9 of Zach Rogers behind him. Those 2 teammates there on the bottom. Ricky J going to have the help. Greg Lovell going to try to go up high of the 9 of Zach Rogers. Ricky J, though, now pulling even as we head down the back straightaway.
Yo, I'm thinking we might have underestimated that second line a little bit, because that 029 is really making it work up there. Again, he's not ripping the wall, but he's definitely taking it out the track. But for right now, the 193 will prevail. He's going to take Zach Rogers with him here. I think that's definitely going to be a momentum game up top. You really don't want to falter at all and lose any momentum. Otherwise, you're going to start dropping like a rock here.
I think we're seeing that right now as KJ. He's now lost 2nd. He's lost 3rd. Brandon Hawken going to let him get in line there in 4th. As Rick Craddock going to the inside of the 99 for the 5th position. Not going to be there just yet. Hawken shuts the door on him. As those tires, you wear those tires away, they go away, they get some heat in them. Maybe that outside line isn't going to work out for you, huh, Ricky?
Possibly. I would almost think it would be the other way around there, Joe, because we get that top line, as these tires wear in, they're not going to be able to hold the bottom line as well. Whether the car is getting tight or it's getting loose, they're using the entire track when they're running that low line. You see what Ricky J's doing from the lead, obviously. But you kind of saw when the 029 was racing them side by side, the 93 couldn't get the drive off because he couldn't use the entire track. He couldn't get that launch coming off the turn that he'd been doing. He had to crank the car down to keep it on that low line. And you could kind of see where the car was losing speed. Later on in the run here, if these cars start getting loose, then he's going to be sliding it sideways, trying to hold it that far down the bottom. If they start getting tight, he's not going to be able to stay that fast on the bottom, whereas the high line, you might be able to rip around there just a little quicker, that middle line, I should say. We're going to call it the high line because that's really going to be the second line. No one's going to be up at that wall. But
someone will venture up there just to prove us wrong.
If it's useful now, I would think it might actually be useful later. I'm seeing a lot of back and forth, a lot of maneuverability through the field right now between those two lanes. More than I was expecting, frankly. And you can kind of see that everyone's kind of has slightly different theories on how to run that. Last week when we were at Texas, you kind of saw it when someone got shuffled out onto that top line, even when it was like for the lead. There wasn't really a lot of ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you entered into turn one on that top line, you were basically a sitting duck. We already saw it here with that 029 early on this run. Well, further back, 99 of Brandon Hawken actually doing it with the 22 Rick Craddock. If you get caught in that high line, it doesn't seem like it's an immediate death sentence. If you got the car and you have the speed, you can make that middle high line work. It's just a matter of making sure you got your entry point correct. But right now, 22 does prevail in that battle position, put Craddock up to the 5th spot in the top 5. And looking up ahead here, the 9 is Zach Rogers starting to look to the inside. The 193 Ricky J, the 088 of Greg Lovell actually starting to look the lane up the track. I think he's seeing that Rogers is kind of lock-jammed up behind the 193 here. Lovell might be trying to experiment with some other lines, see what he can get some speed out of while he's waiting here. See if maybe with these guys kind of bound up on the bottom, he could use that top line to his advantage, get a little more wiggle room to get a good launch.
And how hard is that to start battling a teammate this early in the race? I mean, we've seen these two, they've kind of been back and forth throughout the year. Ricky J usually getting the better. I think Zach would admit that too, but it's tough to start battling a teammate 10 laps into a race.
It is, but frankly, I don't think it's a huge issue between these two guys, because you see it every week. I think they have no qualms with racing each other, but it is tough in the sense of that, you know, that if anything goes south, as the 9 gets a big swiggle off of turn 2, loses a bit of momentum here, Greg Lowell's going to be right there. It does sting a little bit when an incident happens, because you know it's going to be a bigger blow up than if it wasn't your teammate, but these guys seem pretty comfortable with just racing each other hard, so I don't think it's a huge deal for either one of them to be up here early on, really tussling for position back and forth.
Tussling and bustling and muscling their way to the front of the field.
Joe, you kind of saw it there. The 93 Ricky J almost seemed like he chased up the track a little bit to that backstretch wall, and that let the 9 of Rogers actually get a pretty good run down the back straightaway and kind of close the gap for a moment there. Like I said, I think they're really going to need that drive off coming from turn 2. If you have a car that can run that middle line as these tires wear in, I think you would really use that to your advantage.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think the big thing is going to be those moments.
Rogers very sideways into the grass, and he kind of doesn't, sort of saves it.
Sort of saves it. Big crash behind him, though. Monty Keller, brain fade. Brain fade looks like he's got a left front flat. That's going to bring out a yellow.
Bring out a yellow. Big saving grace for Zach Rogers there. Joe, we got 2 that we got to take a look at here. What do you want to do first, the wreck or the 9?
I think we got to look at the wreck because we saw the 9 live. Looks like they're going to be completely separate incidents. Keller going to go for a spin here. Coming off the corner, car just gets loose on him.
Yeah, and I'm starting to notice that. I think this is going to be a loose night, Joe. Oh, that 028 takes a hard shot to that driver's side door. I think this is going to be a loose night in terms of tire wear, as opposed to last week at Texas where all the cars were getting really tight. 028 was sliding, the 93 was sliding for the front. You saw it with the 9. The car kicked out from underneath him, and he was just sort of along for the ride there. Mind you, looking back at this, looks like the 9 of Zach Rogers actually gets the apron just a little bit in between 1 and 2 there, and that's what upsets the car. But that's a minor little upset. Like, he just upset the car a little bit, and it went for that big of a slide. He did it the lap prior, too. I don't recall if he hit the apron the lap prior, but the car went for a pretty big pretty big crooked stance coming down the back straightaway, and he held on to it. So I think as you see, 12 that was 12 laps into a run. Maybe these guys really are wearing those tires out, and they're getting pretty slick.
Are you saying the grip's going away?
I would say so, yeah. Also worth noting that it's a like I said earlier, it's a flatter track than Texas. You're kind of really needing you really need the car to be loose here to be fast, in terms of just getting it to rotate consistently.
See there, Ricky J going to win the race off the pit road. Going to be followed by Greg Lovell there in second. They come off the pit lane the same way that they entered it. Always good when that happens, right?
Always good.
Hate to lose spots on the pit lane. As we work our first caution of the night, want to turn your attention because we got a bunch of great upcoming races right here on JTN presented by our friends at TWB Technologies. Together we are better. We got a 4-race slate next week, Ricky. October the 27th, that's next Wednesday, the All-Star Racing Cup Series cutoff race for the round of 12 from the Charlotte Roval. Join us, myself and Tommy Bordeaux, there at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series heads to Martinsville for some short track racing. That's, of course, next Thursday, the 28th. On October the 30th, so Halloween Eve, USORL Retro Surge Series heads to the Charlotte Motor Speedway, 10:45 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. East Coast Thunder Halloween race at Hallowdega on October the 31st. 8:55 will kick off coverage for that one, with the race starting around 9 o'clock. And then November the 3rd, All-Star Racing Cup Series action from the Texas Motor Speedway. Of course, all those races live only on JTN.
It'll be a spooky week, Joe.
It'll be spooky.
Spooky, scary week.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
The week's too spooky, turn it off.
Oh, man. Gonna get doubled up. Should be going back green flag racing next time by for on lap 17 of 107. So that means, what, just about, I can't do math, about 91 laps to go in this one. Once we go back green, there's pace car lights going out. So gonna have to watch that 9 of Zach Rogers, see if he can kind of weave his way back up towards the front. Know that KJ in that 029, we knew he was good on the outside on the initial start of the race, now going to get a chance to line up on the bottom. Are there any good songs about Kansas? I don't think so. Are there any songs about Kansas?
Band?
I don't know. Getting ready to go back green flag racing. Ricky J with control. Greg Lovell, KJ Kilojoules, Rick Craddock, Brandon Hawkin. Looks like some transponder issues there on the 029 cleared up, so we should be ready to go back racing here from the Kansas Speedway. Pace car is off. Ricky J with control. He waits to see the green flag. They wait. Green flag. We're back underway here from Kansas.
Back underway from Kansas, the 93. Ricky J gets a great restart here.
We have a big shove from KJ Kilojoules there. KJ moves up into second. Greg Lovell on the back foot now, going to have to fend off Brandon Hawkin for third. The wall looked like the 22. A little too close to that outside wall in turn number 2. Kilojoules now looking to the inside. Ricky J for the lead. Battle to the line. Give this lap to the 029, Ricky, and they're going to be side by side down into 1. Never mind.
29 at Killjewels back to the lead, but Ricky J making a hard charge back on this bottom line here. They're going to be side by side coming into turn 3.
Ricky J with that big crossover sets himself up to be on the bottom down here in 3 and 4. Gonna look to complete the pass coming off the corner. Not clear just yet. KJ looks to the bottom. Ricky J goes and covers. KJ gonna have some help from Greg Lovell. Gonna be all over the back bumper down into 1.
Turn 1, that 029 is blinking hard. That's gonna get the 93, the 193 kind of sweating a little bit under the collar. But seems to settle down and everyone's all happy and hunky-dory again. But 93, Ricky J hangs on to lead here at Kansas. 029 to KJ gonna get a good run here though. Center off the corner, and he's gonna be right in the back bumper. He's gonna look to the inside, coming through the dry hole.
KJ trying to get back to the lead. Going to be on the bottom down into turn 1. See if Ricky J gives up the spot like he did last time. Looks like he will. Watch for the crossover from that 193. I don't know if he's going to have enough momentum to pull it off. KJ's the lead here on lap 20.
Don't look now, that 088 of Greg Lovell right on the back bumper of the 193 as Ricky J tries to make a charge back at the leader here. That 088's been pretty fast today so far. Ricky J's looking to the top line. He's actually getting some momentum up there. He's going to look down behind the 029, get a push from the 088. Ricky J's going to be side by side with the leader again, Joe.
Greg Lovell's just having fun sitting there in third, watching these two battle. They get close through the center of turns 1 and 2. Ricky J going to take over the lead. Now it's going to be a battle for second as Greg Lovell to the inside of Killjewels.
Yeah, and Joe, you can see the 029 had a bit of a bobble there going through turn 1. I think he kind of arced the turn, had to correct a little bit so he didn't door check the 93, and kind of in doing that killed a little bit of his momentum. But you see he rallies back around the 088. Now he's making a charge right back at the 193 here.
Brandon Hawk.
Joe, I'm already taking a notice here. There's a lot of draft at play. That 029 got a big pull down the straightaway on the 193. Even though they can't pack race, they're getting really big drafts down the straightaways.
It's a little bit of drafting going on. Big spoilers on these cars. That's got to help.
Big old spoilers. 088 Greg Lovell again looking to the inside. The 029 at KJ doesn't have the nose there just yet though, so the 029 going to hang on to that position. But he's running fast lap times on 193, just hanging around behind him. I think he's going to come right back here in a second. Ricky J holds the lead though for the moment. You can kind of see that 193 bobbling a little bit coming off of turn 2, and I think that's that looseness I was talking about. These cars are really set up to rotate, and I think there's a little bit of correction that has to be done. That might be why there's such a loose condition as the 029 hits the wall a little bit coming off of turn 4. That's going to let the 088 get a good run.
Not enough, though, for Lovell to make a challenge down into turns 1 and 2. Some more little issues there for the 029. We watch Ricky J, though, in the lead as these two behind him have a big run. KJ thought about diving it to the bottom. Thinks wiser of it, though. Stays behind that 193 Voiles trucking Mustang of Ricky J. And now kind of backs off a little bit, maybe trying to set up a run next time coming off of turn number 2. Been some pretty good racing up here towards the front tonight.
Fantastic racing, and we'll only have 25 laps in. Imagine what the end of this race is going to look like. Look a little further back, 28 of KJ way down the track, the 22 of Craddock way down the track. Not KJ, excuse me, it's 28 of Keith McLean was way down the track. 22 of Craddock got to the inside of Brandon Hawk, and they are side by side. That's for 4th position right now.
Fucking shuts
Craddock,
the door there through the trial.
Yeah, Craddock couldn't hang on to it. A little further back, though, Zach Rogers started to charge right up past these guys. That 9 car is fast. Makes quick work of the 28. Now he's sizing up the 22 Craddock for the 5th position.
To move Craddock up to Craddock in 5th. Zach Rogers there in 6th. Guy to the inside is Greg Lovell. He's to the inside of 2nd place. KJ, Killjewels in that Chevrolet Corvette. Gonna get a little too close for comfort here going down into the corner. Brandon Hawkins thinks about pushing the 029. He's running that higher line right now. Lovell trying to get a good run. Little bit of a loose condition. There's a car on the wall towards Craddock.
It's Craddock. I think Brandon Hawkins had some issues too. 2 cars leapfrogging him here in that 99 car. But in all of that, Greg Lovell now in the 2nd spot, trying to chase down our leader in the 193 car. Oh, we
Oh,
got a
big
big
wreck.
spin in the back. 28, Keith McLean. 22, Craddock's involved. 199, a Coulong. And I think that's going to be a 3-car incident here, Joe, but that is going to bring us under caution. That 28 Busch Light machine is all banged up. Been a hard few weeks for Keith McLean here.
Yeah, Keith MC, old Mac Daddy in that 28 has not been having the best of luck there. You see he taps the outside wall. Craddock nowhere to go, runs into him. He's going to get some damage there on the rear end of his car. Then another big hit there at the end for the 28. But this kind of... Everyone kind of gets off their game coming off of turn 2 that last time by.
Yeah, they did. Look at that 28, though, Joe. See, look, what happened was the car got loose. He tried to save it. In 3 and 4, the car got loose. He corrected it, and it snapped to the right. And as it snapped to the right, he cut back to the left to try to save that. And right when he did that, the rear end just stepped out on him. So, again, loose cars here tonight. A lot of loose cars.
So you're saying iRacing overcorrect? No,
I
you're
would
not.
say a little bit. Is iRacing overcorrect that, or is iRacing overcorrect where you overcorrect and it just goes full speed into the wall? Because I always imagine it's that.
Maybe it's that. I don't know. We know it's not NASCAR ignition overcorrect. That's for sure. Looking back though, down the back straightaway, because there's some massive damage already on this 22. Looks like Zach Rogers going to make contact with Craddock. Craddock maybe woes up a little bit. Rogers not expecting it. There's a little bit of contact there. Sends the 22 into that outside wall. Look for some damage on the right side of the 9, and obviously probably some damage on the right side of the 22. There you can see it there on the replay, and then we go back again, once again. The 28 of old Mac Daddy, Keith MC, losing control of his car coming off the corner. And like you said, Ricky, maybe tonight's one of those nights where these guys start getting loose as the run goes on.
Might just be. But for right now, everyone going to come down pit road. Everyone wants those 4 tires and some those Sunoco tires and some Goodyear fuel.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what I want, you know?
That's always what I want. And 193 is going to lead them off pit road, and we'll see who comes out for second. I can't tell.
It's a close race there between the 029 088. Give it to Greg Lovell. Then from KJ, Zach Rogers, Brandon Hawk in your top 5. Nelly, Perry Scott, Monty Keller, RJ Rusty, and Mike Coulong, your top 10. Rain fade staying out to lead a lap. Always a good looking number 49 Dodge Dart.
It is.
It always makes me hungry too.
Does not, because I eat more of these.
I do too. I get hungry.
You're not you when you're hungry.
Snickers satisfies.
Pay us Snickers right now.
I mean, they should.
Mars, give us money. You pay me in Skittles. I will literally take a payment in Skittles.
I would too, honestly. Just supply JTN with Skittles for life.
Actually, either a box of like Snickers or like a Skittles.
No,
one or
lifetime
the other.
supply. Don't. You gotta shoot for the stars and, or shoot for the stars and land on the moon, right? Something like that.
Shoot for the stars and end up dead in space.
Well, a couple times.
Couple times. Or is it shoot? No, it's shoot for the moon.
And land
Yo,
them
you
on
had it
the
backwards.
stars.
You shoot
I
for the
know.
moon first, because it's a smaller goal, and then you end up with the stars.
I thought it meant like you didn't get to the moon, but you're in the stars. Even though we know stars are billions of miles away, light years.
I thought it
away.
was an elaborate plot to destroy the moon.
Oh. Is that what the Russians were doing?
Yes.
Be careful what we say.
For legal reasons, yes. No.
Cold War, baby, Cold War.
Cold War. Cold War. Need more cold.
Well, while we're under caution, a couple score updates. It's currently 10-0 Cleveland in the NFL. The NLCS, of course, game number 5 tonight between the Atlanta Braves and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers currently up 4-2, middle of the 4th. On the college version of the gridiron, Florida Atlantic University currently up 14-9 over the Charlotte 49ers, with SMU taking it to Tulane 31-13. 9 minutes in the third for that second. 9 minutes and a half in that first game. We head to the ice where the San Jose Sharks have defeated the Ottawa Senators 2-1. Colorado Avalanche currently down 3-1 to the Florida Panthers. The Detroit Red Wings off to a flying start. They're down 2-0 to the Calgary Flames in the third period, and the New York Rangers and Nashville Predators tied at 1. Anaheim and Winnipeg. Winnipeg up 2-1 going into second intermission, with Vancouver and Chicago tied at 1 about a minute into the second period. Other scores on the night: Carolina defeats Montreal 4-1. Washington defeats New Jersey 4-1. The Columbus Blue Jackets continue their hot streak 3-2 in overtime over the New York Islanders, and still one game on the night: the Edmonton Oilers versus the Arizona Coyotes. Field coming back to green. Ricky J with control here on the restart. Greg Lovell in second. KJ, Zach Rogers, Brandon Hawken, your top 5. Down into the restart zone we go. Free flag, we're back underway here. Big wheel spin there on the outside.
Big wheel spin on the outside for the 088. That's going to let Ricky J pull right on ahead here and drive on away from these guys.
Jay pulls ahead. KJ there in second. Now battle for third. Zach Rogers on the bottom. Greg Lovell out there on the top side. That 088 getting loose off the corner. That's going to allow Brandon Hawken to go by for fourth. Further on, back some side-by-side battles. RJ Rusty going to the inside of Monty Keller. Mike Coulon following him on through. Rick Craddock also doing the same. They're in that 22. Things getting a little heated further on back in the pack. Front top 4 all underneath a blanket with 5th right there in tow. We go up to the front. It's been the Ricky J show so far here tonight, Ricky, and KJ seems like he has something for him, just can't find the best way to get around.
Yeah, and you know, this, if anything, this is the best time to be learning how to get around him, because then you can capitalize on it later on in the race. So, not a bad thing to have that right now, to be stuck behind him. You know that 029's fast, it's a matter of when he gets up there.
Well, you know, a couple times. Kind of seeing these guys, they're playing that feeling out game. This time not being so aggressive on this run. I know we're about 2 stops maybe to make it to the end of this race, Ricky, but surprised that these guys, they pushed it so hard on the last run and maybe being a little more timid this one.
Maybe a little bit, but the 193 just chased up the track a little bit, and KJ got a big run coming down the back straightaway here. Nowhere to take it. Might be a little more timid on this run, but you don't know how long that's going to last. As Zach Rogers now is starting to size up the 029 and KJ here. That 9 car's been fast, blazing his way back up through the field since that round of pit stops, not this past time, but the time prior to that. Just been moving up through the field steadily, and right now putting himself in position to be racing these guys once again after that almost spin earlier.
You chalk that up to anything, or just maybe these guys, they got out of their mojo coming down the pit lane with the caution?
I don't know. There's a couple things, maybe. Oh, not as Zach Rogers. I spoke too soon. He is sideways, Joe.
What a save.
Oh, he hits the wall hard.
Still a
Come
save.
off turn 4, but he keeps it straight. That nine machine it's fast, but it is unyieldy this evening. Brendan Hawken had a big check up there, too. Him and Greg Lovell got very lucky they didn't spin out, because they got together trying to check out for Rogers.
Big save there from the driver of the number 9. Clipped the apron, was able to keep the car going straight, although a little bit of right side damage. Would have to think maybe there's more in the suspension of that number 9 car. Maybe some more wrong underneath words. But Brandon Hawken and Greg Lovell, they're closing in on second place kilojoules. At 99 getting loose off the corner. Oh my goodness, Ricky, my heart. It stops every time I watch these guys come off of turn number 2. And that's not a good feeling when the car is unstable like that, right? I mean, that's terrifying.
That is, yeah, that is very terrifying.
Ricky J up the track. That's going to allow KJ to maybe get a run to the inside. Greg Lovell looked to the inside for a second on Brandon Hawken, not able to get there. kind of two tandems of cars working together right now. Hawken looking to the inside of Kilojoules. KJ, though, kind of working that lane up like we were talking about as the run goes on. Maybe we see those guys starting to drift up there. And Ricky, I'm just going to take all the words from you because right now it's looking like you were correct in that thinking.
That's great to hear, Joe, but right now I can't revel in this victory because we have a battle for the lead here that is something fierce. Brandon Hawken, big wiggle off turn 2. Greg Lovell's going to get to the outside of him. As we're looking up front, though, KJ almost got to Ricky J there. These guys are all vying each other pretty hard. Back and forth, back and forth. You're talking about, it's funny, we were talking about, oh, these guys starting to take it a little easier, and then all of a sudden they just immediately flip the switch again, and back and forth and all over the place. And right now, 029 really trying to make a case for passing that 93 for the lead. A little further back, the 088 trying to really get past Brandon Hawken, who seems like he's starting to struggle a little bit with handling here. Car looks very loose going into turn 3 here.
At 99 falls back to 4th. Don't look now. That's second place in points. The 103 and Nelly. He's crept his way up inside the top 5, having a good night with that Chevy Camaro. He's had a lot of great nights here. He just hasn't been able to close that gap on Ricky J for the points lead. Battle for the lead is kind of singled out. We go back to the second pack. We got Zach Rogers, Terry Scott, Mike Coulong, and Rick Craddock battling for the 6th, 7th, and 8th positions. Coulong looking to the inside of Terry Scott for position.
Coulong's got a good run here down the front straightaway. Start to egg ahead, and he makes the pass.
Craddock also goes on by, so Terry Scott back to 9th. Further on back, Keith MC, Mac Daddy going to the inside of RJ Rusty. He makes that pass work. Back up to the lead, though, is we've settled down a little bit, Ricky.
Yes, a little bit, but I don't think we've seen the last of it. That 029 started to track down our leader once again. KJ been getting some good laps and really close to 0.3 of a second faster. Ricky J lost on time, so I'm not sure where that gap just closed up from.
So you're saying the battle for the lead is heating up?
I'd say the battle for the lead's heating up as the 088 started to come into the picture. 193 actually hit the apron a little bit there coming out turn 4. Let's go let KJ get to the inside. They're side by side for the lead here, Joe.
KJ leads that one. He's going to have the preferred lane going down into turns 1 and 2. He's clear of Ricky J. So move Kilojoules back to the front off the mistake from the 193, but Ricky J going to have a good run coming down the back straightaway. That was a little bit of a wheel there from KJ. So mistakes. It seems like the common thread is we can race really hard for about 10 laps, and then it's going to come down to making a mistake. That seemed accurate.
Try to run a little bit of a higher line here, and you see the 193 is going to get a good run, get that low line.
Love it when my questions go over my colleague's head.
Yeah.
Ricky is just so enthused by the racing, he can't hear me asking him questions. Ricky, what do you want for dinner?
Hamburger.
Oh, I heard that one. Battle for second, Lovell all over that back bumper. Mustang, Mono Mustang. That made no sense.
That is exactly it. Rick Craddock's getting back to the inside of the 199 to Coulong, making the pass for position, put Craddock up to that 6th spot. So Rick Craddock, that 22's been fast. Kind of had a little bit of a faltering there.
Was in that incident.
Getting caught, almost caught in those incidents. And kind of held back a little bit in the field, but he's got a fast car, and it's starting to look like it's moving its way back up through the field. Right now, the 088 of Greg Lovell starting to try to get around our former leader in the 193, Ricky J. Joe, I think the handling's starting to go away on that Voiles trucking machine.
think it might. Might start. Maybe it's starting to drive a little more like a semi than a Ford Mustang.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit like a semi.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. You not gonna join me on that, Joe?
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
RESPECT.
Nerf.
Tell you what it means to me.
Ricky J might be fighting some stuff, but at the same time, he's still got a fast car. The 029 can't get away from him. Can't get away from Greg Lovell either.
I think Plume is
9
smoke.
is Zach Rogers back around to the dirt, though, Joe. No caution.
Oh, no.
This time, this big damage on the back of that 9 machine.
See if we can't get you a replay. Rogers was all by himself. Gonna get loose, smack the outside wall. Spins off the racing surface. Oh, he hit right where that inlet was. Lucky that there was the gate was up there.
Zach Rogers.
Else he would have scored. Back end tore up on that car. He's on the pit lane right now. BJ, Greg Lovell, they've lost about 3 car lengths to KJ. They're in the lead. We're watching these guys, Ricky, and we're watching with the, we're being optimistic, not pessimistic about the chances of one getting a good run on the other. We saw all that slicing and dicing, but where are we really on these tires?
We're getting pretty late into this run here, I'd have to think. These guys are really starting to slide around, really starting to have some handling woes, and you see it. Everyone around here. Exactly when they're going to come into pit, it's anyone's guess right now, but we're just about pit lap 54 of 107. We're just at the halfway point here, so you got to think we're going to be coming up on one of those 2 pit stops soon.
Whip that green around lap 30, 34 or so. Have to think we maybe have about 10 more laps before we need to come to the pit lane, and that's okay with me if I'm the driver, because again, you got to make 2 stops to the end. I want to go as late as I can on this run, so that way maybe I can come a little earlier for that last stop. Maybe split the last 47 laps, however many it may be. It might only be 40 laps in half. Make this my longest stint on a pair of Goodyear Racing Eagles. Big wiggle there for KJ. He got loose on the exit of the corner. That's going to allow Ricky J to get to the bottom. And Zach Rogers in that 9, he just came down the pit lane, has fresh tires. Gonna dive to the inside of our leader. Is gonna try to get that lap back. Just look at the difference between the. Look at that difference.
Gonna make pretty easy work of it with those fresh tires.
And all the damage on the back of that 9 car too. I mean, that just goes to show you how good the new tires are gonna be. You like new tires? KJ back to the lead.
I like new tires.
Yeah. When's the last time you've gotten new tires?
I don't. Actually, just the other day. Not even kidding. Monday, I got new tires.
Where'd you get your tires?
Town Fair Tire. You don't know what that is. That's local. 93. Ricky J makes a pass to the lead as we're riffing. Magoo into the outside wall. 144 having issues, but he stays straight here.
Oh,
I see some guys come down pit road. RJ Rusty.
Oh, Magoo's got lost a tire.
144 was saying he was pitting. Greg Lovell just said he was pitting.
Magoo lost a tire.
29's coming down. KJ, that's our leader.
Aggressive to pit lane. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so Magoo lost the left front tire, and don't forget, a few weeks ago, Brandon Hawken coming to the finish of the race at Charlotte, he lost a tire and lost the race. Handed it over to this guy, Ricky J. So, maybe these guys are loading that right front, that left front a little too much. As Keith MC's around on the back straightaway, Ricky, and we got a caution.
Well, that's gonna bring a huge wrench into all this right now. Who's going to come out of pit road with the lead? Where's everyone going to come out in terms of lap down? It's going to be confusing here, Joe.
Big hit for that 28 car. Heavy impact on the nose.
Very unfortunate.
See another angle of it. Like you said, this is going to be interesting. Magoo's still out there missing the left front tire. He's having a fun time right now. So did these guys ended up going a lap down, didn't they? Or are they still on the lead lap?
It's going to be a little bit all over the place.
So if they're still on the lead lap, they're in a good position, right? They're a lap down. Doesn't look like they're a lap down, so it's going to cycle KJ up to the lead. Greg Lovell to second. Brandon Hawkin into third. And Ricky J is going to hope that he comes off the pit lane first, because highest up he's going to restart here is going to be fourth. The pit stops. Well, all pit stops are underway. We're going to step away for a second, and let's hear a word from one of our sponsors.
If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with not enough diecast syndrome, have we got the solution for you? Come on down to CircleBDiecast.com on the World Wide Web. Surf the internet and find out what everyone's been talking about. You can turn your room from this to that, just with the click of a button. You may ask, how did you get so many vehicles? That must have cost a lot of shipping prices for all those parcels. No, it didn't, because I used the code JTN on checkout because there was $20 or more, and I used the code when I checked out. Circle B Diecast, it's where you gotta go if you want diecast. There's more stuff too, but yeah.
And back and onto the pit lane comes KJ, Brandon Hawkin. Greg Lovell also making his way down, although it looks like he's stopping at the end of the pit lane for some reason. Ricky, what's going on?
I don't know, Joe.
I'm scared.
Not really sure. It's saying Ricky J's the leader right now, so I think that's who is leading.
Right. You hate it when the caution comes out and you're on the pit lane, right? I mean, that's a terrible feeling for the driver, for the crew chief. An awful feeling. But you can't predict those silly dang old cautions.
You never know.
That's what makes it so unpredictable. You never know. Caution at number 3 on the night. Come to lap 62 of 107. Going to be about 44 laps to go in this one when we go back green. Go back on 63 of 107. 45 laps to go. We'll have one pit stop, Ricky. We're still in that one pit stop window, but seeing some tire failures, does that maybe make you a little more nervous about how long you're going to run here?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think these guys, if anything, they might be a little more comfortable now that they know that they can make it that far.
And with the way these cautions have been so unpredictable tonight, do you think maybe these guys wait as long as they can to maybe catch that caution, or do you think you want to be on the pit lane right when the window opens?
Ugh, that's a tricky one. I want to say that's going to be tough, because if you do it early, then you have to deal with the tires later.
Gotta answer.
I don't know.
That's not an answer. All those guys did go a lap down, so Love it when our timing and scoring doesn't update like we need it to. Ricky J with control. Rick Craddock to his outside. Nelly, Mike Coulong, Brain Fade, your top 5. Green flag, and we're back underway. 63 of 107.
'93, Ricky J gets a good jump to the lead. Rick Craddock's going to follow him into the second position. Nelly's in third here. 3 wide. Brandon Hawkins started on by these guys. Zach Rogers coming with him. These guys are a lap down for Brandon Hawkins on back, 10th on back. So they got a lot on the line here to make up positions.
Hawken doing his fair share of slicing and dicing. We all know it's terrifying to see that 99 in your rear view mirror, especially when he's driving angry like he is right now.
Yeah, you got to think that's frustrating to get caught in that little kerfuffle there, the little pit road snafu.
Zach Rogers to the inside. I'm like, Coulong, this isn't a battle for position. Rogers a couple laps down. Thank you for tuning in here tonight to JTN. I'm Joe. He's Ricky, bringing you the action from the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series here at the Kansas Speedway. Can't thank you enough for joining us. Make sure if you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe to us right here on YouTube, youtube.com/JoeTowNetwork. Ricky J continues to lead this one. Has been a dominant performance from the pole sitter here tonight, the points leader as well. Doing a fine job in that Mustang, trying to win yet another race, but he's going to have a new challenger behind him in that 22 of Rick Craddock.
It is kind of amazing, Joe, that Ricky J really pulled off a good strategy play there by staying out. Just one more lap. That it kind of balanced things back into his favor.
It's a balancing act, Joe.
It is a balancing act indeed.
Brandon Hawken goes on by. Hawken now going to challenge Ricky J. And trying to get that lap back the hard way. Ricky J's got like a buffer of a car now.
Ricky J's got a buffer of car, but that's on Brandon Hawken. He's in 10th spot. Really, who he wants is Rick Craddock there, who's about a half second behind him. So right now, it's working out pretty well for Ricky J. Working out very good for Craddock, too.
You think?
I would say so.
Like Terry Scott to the inside of Zach Rogers. This is not for position. They get back in line down to 3 and 4. Rogers around. Hard to the outside wall. Terry Scott gonna make some contact. Looks like the right side, and that car is tore up. Maybe that left front tire is down. Caution is out for the 4th time here tonight. It's gonna move Braden Hawken back onto the lead lap. You saw it here live, folks, but we're gonna get you to let you see it again. Bristol fetches the replay. That 9 car's been struggling with the loose condition, huh?
Oh, that is an understatement here. He has really been struggling.
Ricky J. Gonna come down the pit lane, gonna bring all the leaders with him, all the guys on the lead lap. Again, we're still outside the window to make it to the end, but we're inching ever so close. We're about 4 to 5 laps outside that window to make it to the end, Ricky.
That is true. We're
on the cusp.
On the cusp, even.
Not too often you're on the cusp.
Cusp of things.
Well, folks, again, we got some great upcoming races right here on JTN, presented by our friends at TWB Technologies. Together, we are better. We're always better when you're tuning in here on a weeknight or weekend night. Next broadcast for us is next Wednesday for the All-Star Racing Cup Series from the Charlotte Roval. Coverage beginning there, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Then the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series heads to the Martinsville Speedway, 9:05 for that one. October the 30th, the USORL Surge Retro Series from Charlotte, 10:45. East Coast Liner Halloween race from Holodega, 8:55 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. And November the 3rd, the All-Star Racing Cup Series from the Texas Motor Speedway. Of course, those are next 5 up here on JTM. We got plenty of more racing after that throughout the month of November and December before we head into the new year. So you're going to want to make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. You don't miss a second of the action right here on the JoeTowNetwork JTN. Because, Ricky, where can you watch those races?
On JTN.
And can I watch them on, I don't know, Dale Jr. 88 Rocks' YouTube? No,
Who is that?
that's Matt. That's Matt.
Is that Matt?
Mr. Matthew Steelman, new co-host of the Fake Racers podcast with myself and Davey Hazard. New episode came out this week. Go check that out at the conclusion of this one. Wherever good podcasts are published. Don't know how we got on there, but wherever the good podcasts are published, you know? That self-deprecating humor that I think people really like us.
Is it deprecating or depreciating?
It's a good question. I'm gonna look to the stats department that we don't have and ask them.
I'm gonna look to your dog at how to speak English.
He's more than just a dog.
He's a producer.
He's a producer, cameraman, camera dog. I mean, we're the only... I don't see any other sim racing productions having cameras and a producer that's a dog. Do you?
That is true, Joe. I was on the fence about it, and then you swayed me.
That's why we're the best.
It is why you're the best.
It's just that simple.
How simple?
Simple. Just that.
Simple.
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 Oh.
So
Pretty good race.
Yeah, pretty good race. Ricky J out front, Rick Craddock, KJ, Greg Lovell, RJ Rusty, Terry Scott. That's how we're lining up here for the restart. Ready to go back green on coming to lap 73 of 107. 35 laps to go in this one. How's that feel? 35 laps left here. That's not a lot of time for these guys.
No, that is not a lot of time, but they're going to be coming quick here as Ricky J leads them back to the line, waiting for that green flag to fly. Here it comes, and green flag is back out here at Kansas. The 193 gets a great jump, and KJ's right in his tire tracks.
Perfect call, Ricky. I absolutely love it. Ricky J out front. He's got that 029 right behind him. KJ slides through to second. Craddock trying to close the door on Greg Lovell for third. Battle's heating up off of turn number 2. KJ to the inside of Ricky J for the lead as we head down into turn number 3.
KJ's got that nose in there, but Ricky J throws it in deep into turn 3 using that high line, and he's going to get a great run through there. Hang on to the lead with that 193 still on point. Keep that 193 on point is what I should say, but don't count KJ out just yet because I think he's starting to plan his next move for the attack. As he's looking back down low in the 193, a little further back. They're almost 3 wide here. The 2, the 22, and the 088 all vying for position. Greg Lovell trying to get out past the 22 machine of Craddock on that top line. Looks like he's going to get close to it. Really be able to do it here 3 and 4. Doesn't look like he's able to do it just yet. Rick Craddock going to hang on to the 3rd position for the moment. But they are really... there's a big mess here. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
They're getting a little racy in the back half of the top 5. Craddock clear, RJ Rusty to the bottom of Lovell. Now Brandon Hawkin going to the inside of the 088. Hawkin starting to turn up the heat here late in the running. Hasn't hit the strongest of car all night, but all of a sudden that car has come to life with that number 99. Back
Brandon
up.
Hawkins been pretty good on the early run. It just seems like later on that car starts to go away. It has some good short run speed. Right now, that 99, 029 of KJ, though, to the inside of the 93, side by side, coming down the front straightaway. Doesn't lead that lap, but he will leapfrog the 193 for position here, lead him into turn 1.
Craddock look to the inside of Ricky J. RJ Rusty look to the inside of Craddock. That checks up the rest of this top 5. Ricky J going to try to get a pull down the back straightaway. It's not going to be enough to get to the inside of KJ for the lead as we head down into turns 3 and 4. Ricky, now we're getting to that point where it's going to make it, every lap that goes by, it gets harder and harder.
We got a car in the wall, 028 of Monty Keller. That is going to bring out a caution here.
Get you a replay. Loose, loose, loose through the center.
Loose as a goose.
Have you ever seen a goose get loose? Foot loose? Kick off
What's
those Sunday
the
shoes?
correct answer to that? Yes or no?
I would hope no.
Hope so as well. Ideally.
You ever walking around your college campus and you just see a flock of geese?
Oh,
go.
so many times. They were all over the place on my campus.
And you go, please don't attack me, geese. I don't want to deal with this today. And then they start walking towards you, so you just walk a little faster away. Geese are mean. That's the moral of the story. Everybody's coming down the pit lane. That's the moral of the story here tonight. Any chance we've gotten these guys who come down for those 4 fresh Goodyear Racing Eagles. Going to be a battle here on pit road between this 029 and 193. They're pit stalls 1 and 2. And just another thing real quick, the color changing on that 029 is beautiful. Look at that. It's orange, now it's blue. Orange, blue.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. No, you're not seeing things. Race off pit road. KJ gonna win it. Ricky J in second. Rick Craddock, Brandon Hawkin, Greg Lovell, your top 5. And then it's those Medicine Chest Pharmacy teammates, RJ Rusty and Nelly. Like Coulong in the 199, Brain Fade in the 49. Harry Scott gonna get the lucky dog here. First car lap down. Those other guys gonna come down the pit lane this time by, since the pits were closed to those cars lap down. And Ricky, now we're in the window to make it to the end of this race.
Yeah, well, you're in the window to make it to the end of the race, but are your tires going to make it to the end of the race? That's going to be the big question.
Why wouldn't my tires make it to the end of the race?
Getting pretty loose here.
Tires?
But you never know.
Tires, tires, tires. Like tires?
Yes, I do like tires.
It's pretty cool.
Joe, do you like tires? How do you feel about tires? Where do you stand on the issue of tires?
Good question. I mean,
You're
they're
taking too long.
pretty
Inquiring minds want to know. You're taking too long. Joe, you're taking too long. You're taking too long, Joe.
Tires are pretty cool.
Joe. Need a yes or a no.
Sure. I am pro tires.
Okay. Good,
Call me a
good.
tire
I was
pro.
worried you were going to be anti-tires. If you were anti-tires, this whole channel was going down. They were going to come after you. You don't cross big tire.
Right. That's when they get you.
Yeah. Is that exactly?
Exactly.
Absolutely. You can tell that it is past 10 o'clock here on the East Coast. I am dying.
AJ gonna select the outside here for the restart. Ricky J there in second. Rick Craddock, Brandon Hawkin, Greg Lovell, Nelly, Mike Coulon, Brain Fade, Terry Scott, Monty Keller, and RJ Rusty. Line up here for the restart. coming at you on lap 81 of 107.
Get ready, Joe. This is going to start getting wild here. Like you said, last pit stop has now passed. These guys are kind of in no man's land. A big old in-way 12-way brawl for the win here. These guys are going to be able to leave it all on the line now. Don't have to worry about strategy. Don't have to worry about fuel. You can just go full face to the wall. That's a clean way of saying it. Face to the wall.
Face to the wall here. We are ready to come to the end of this one. Base car is off. KJ with control there on the outside. First time we've seen the control car on the outside for these restarts. Let's see how it turns out. Green flag, and we're back underway here.
29 gets a really good jump on that restart. He's actually going to have the lead.
Good jump there for the 029. First battles for third. Brandon Hawkin on the outside. Rick Craddock on the inside. That 22 slides up the track a little bit. Hawkin going to have the momentum down the back straight away. Not clear just yet of that 22. Now it looks like he's clear through the center with Greg Lovell going to challenge for fourth. Well, that time the outside prevailed.
I choked on my tongue there. But the 193 back to the inside, the 029 side by side through the front straightaway into turn one. They are still staying side by side. Brandon Hawkin on the high line in third, giving that 029 probably a little bit of drafting help there, helping KJ hold that line, keep that run rolling. But he can't make the pass on Ricky J so far.
Can't make it just yet. Hawkin now dives to the inside. Going to push the 193. Going to try to get to the inside of KJ for second. He's there, and will he have anything for Ricky J if he can make this pass for the second position?
Well, the question, will Brandon Hawkin have something for these guys? He just got right there with the 193. KJ that rallying back on that top line. Really big run here off of turn two. That's going to get him a good edge coming into turn three. But we'll see who has the run coming off. It seems like the 193 has been good on the bottom in 3 and 4 here. 129's trying to stay close with him, but he needs some help. He needs someone riding behind him. I think that 99 riding behind the 193 is also helping Ricky J's situation here. You see Brandon Hawkins starting to peek to the inside. Ricky J really trying to hang on to this. He is boxed in, though, at the moment. Not a lot of room to move around. 029 wiggles a little bit, but he hangs on to it. They are getting dicey here, Joe. They are leaving it all on the track here.
Might have been a little contact there coming down the back straightaway between that 029 and 193. They're still side by side for the lead. 4 laps into this run after the restart.
Cross the line to take lap 85 of 107. Brandon Hawkin pushing the 193 down the front straightaway. You see Brandon Hawkin, he's looking, but then Ricky J gets a little bit extra going through the turn there, center off, and then 99 starts to drop back. KJ really just cannot get past the 193, but he's also not losing a ton of ground. I keep thinking Ricky J's going to clear him, and he finally does here. But now the 029's out rallying back. He's going to get a draft off the 193. Watch this. He's going to throw it in deep here on the top side in third one.
Gonna try. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. KJ, he's holding Ricky J down there on the bottom too. Like you said, doesn't allow him to open up the wheel coming off the corner. Big run down to the inside. He tried it, didn't have enough.
Didn't have enough indeed, but he will fall in line here. Try to recoup. Hopefully he didn't burn out those tires running it that hard up top. I don't think he did, because he's already starting to make a big charge back of the 193 here. We'll see what he does this time. I would think, if it works, it works, and he's going to try it again, kind of holding that top a little bit. But he does come down the track to try to catch a 193's draft. Ricky J really chasing up the track this time, though. Really has to keep it off that wall, and I think that's going to let KJ get a really good run here. A lot of really goods in that statement I just made.
There's a lot of really good battles here on track late in the going in this one from the Kansas Speedway.
RJ Rusty back in the 9th. Sorry, Joe. He got very loose, tagged the apron, similar to what Zach Rogers did earlier. That car got very loose. I thought he was going to spin, but he keeps it straight.
For now.
But
Knock
Sorry,
on wood
continue.
real quick. But Greg Lovell looking to the inside of Rick Craddock for third. Not able to get anything going there. Doesn't have any help from behind either. Braden Hawkins' car, like you said, really good on the short run. Seems to pewter off here on the long runs.
Greg Lovell looking to the inside of the 22 here. He's got that fender to the inside of that 22 ski machine. He's going to make the pass here, I think, for that third position. Craddock's had a good car, but it seems like it's been sort of getting outfoxed by a few of these leaders every single time he gets up near that front shuffle.
Well, again, was involved in that early incident, so probably still some residual damage there on the 22.
Quite possible, quite possible. But he's relegated to that fourth position right now, and Greg Lovell, there's one car that I think we really haven't been talking about enough with long run speed. I think it's this 088 machine of Greg Lovell. It seems like every single time we do these, every single restart, it seems like Ricky J gets that lead. KJ is just fighting him lap after lap after lap, and then somewhere about halfway through the run, whether it's the 029 or the 193, but one of them starts to fall off, the other one stays pretty static, and Greg Lovell's car just comes to life, and he just starts putting up fast lap times. And right now, it's starting to look like Lovell's car is starting to come to life. So the question is the 029 going to lose the handling, or is the 193 going to lose the handling?
Magoo slow on the front straightaway. He's found in the grass once again. I think he might have lost a tire there.
Just going to take it at 90-degree perpendicular to pit road. Heads down on pit road. We stay green. So still rolling here at Kansas. You know, KJ's been putting up faster lap times than 193. I think the issue is just that you can't, you can't actually pass.
That's a pretty big issue.
He gets there, and then he just can't get by Ricky J. It's like his that red back bumper on the 193 just becomes a mile wide, and he just can't make the pass. Braden Hawkins getting pretty loose off of turn 2 here. 103 and Nelly getting a good run just for the battle for the 5th spot. So I think Hawkins' car, talking earlier about how he has a lot of good short run speed, I don't think we're starting to see that with Brandon Hawkins. His car's starting to go away just ever so slightly.
He battles back on the inside of Nelly. Again, this is the battle for 5th.
AJ's back with our leader. That 029 has tracked down the leader once more, and they're racing each other for position, but KJ hits the apron and he goes around from 2nd spot.
Greg Lovell loose there on the bottom. That's going to allow Craddock to go by. Hawkin by. Everyone getting around this 029 of KJ, but caution is out for the 5th time tonight.
That is a big implication for this race. One of the front runners there. That apron has been just an absolute killer tonight.
Go from the helicopter cam. It looks like he's trying to set up one of those crossovers again.
I think he's trying to go in up top. I think he's trying to get a good launch off. So he's trying to arc it down the track, almost like we saw a lot of guys doing at Texas last week. Trying to arc it down the track, get it down right on that paint on exit to get a good run, and he just kind of overshoots it a little bit and just ever so slightly tags that apron. We saw it earlier with Zach Rogers, but right here again, just got that apron. It's just enough to upset the car so that it just does a full spin here, and great job by everyone to stay away from that 029, because everyone should be able to move on without any real residual damage. The 029 especially probably just have to come in and get some quick repairs. No real front end or rear end damage on the machine, so Killjoules will live to fight another day. But lap 94, 107, Joe, you got to think we're going to be probably going green with close to 11 laps to go, 12 or 11 laps to go. Does he have time to make it all the way back up through the field? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Welcome, Matt. You're tuned in at the right time here. Coming down to the end of this one. It's been an exciting race, Ricky. We've seen Ricky J. He's had the best car. He started on pole. He's been really quick, but different challengers have kind of risen to the task. KJ was one of them. Now he's going to be mired back in the pack. They won't have anything for this 193 here late in the going.
I would have said the 120, not the 029, excuse me, but he is not there to do it because he spun. So
right.
It's gonna be that's a tough one.
Well, it's a tricky one, eh?
I would say that is a tricky one.
Coming down to the end of this one, would like to remind you to make sure if you haven't already, hit the like button on the video and subscribe. Both doing those two things help support us so much, and we can't tell you enough how much we appreciate it. It helps support these leagues. It helps show them that you care, that you like the racing you're seeing, so that way they continue to put on some of the best. We love showcasing all these guys here on JTN every week, and we got 2 more Bomb Squad Cup Series races left for the season, Ricky, and that means I think we ended up covering 28 or so of these races, and it was a fantastic time.
Yeah, it was nuts. We is that a whole season with them?
It was not, because I think we started in March. I'd have to look, but started in March. We started a couple weeks
that's bananas and fantastic to hear. That is it's been a hoot all season. I love it.
Hopeful that we'll be back next year. All signs point towards that. So, again, folks, can't thank you enough for all your support that you give us, that you give these guys. And remember, if you want to sign up, you can go to bombsquadracing.net. Find out how you can sign up to find out more about the Bomb Squad Racing League. Yeah, KJ, that sounds about right. Alright, Ricky, we're going back green. Late stages of this one. Things are about to get a little crazy, huh?
They are gonna get a little bit crazy, so get ready and prepare to hang on tight, because it's gonna get something wild.
Going to be 10 laps to go when we go back green flag racing, and of course you folks all know what that means. It'll be time for our TWB 10 to go. Means I gotta smash the buttons and I gotta do a lot of talking here.
You're gonna have to do a few things pretty quickly.
I love it. Love this job.
I think you're up for the job.
Hey, if anyone can do it, I can. I mean, I can. Yeah. Field makes their way into the tri-oval. Ricky J with control. He'll see the green flag. He'll see 10 fingers. 10 laps to go in this one. And of course, that means it's time for our TWB 10 to go. And on behalf of TWB, head on over to GardenLightsDirect.com. From Porsches, patios to more. For all your outdoor lighting needs, GardenLightsDirect.com. That's GARDENLIGHTS-DIRECT.com. GardenLightsDirect.com. TWB 10 to go. Battle's on for second, Ricky.
Joe, did you take a breath during that?
I did not.
Oh my goodness, they are 3 wide back here. KJ on the bottom, 66. This is all for, I don't even know, the 7th spot, the 10th spot? Oh, KJ's charging past these guys. 3 wide still in the back. And then make it clear, but my goodness. I know 29 is just charging on through these guys.
Well, what can new tires do for you, huh?
Maybe he heard us. Maybe he heard us go, yeah, he's not going to have enough. He's not going to have enough. He's making a good case for himself right now. One person who was making a good case for himself as well, Brandon Hawkins in that 99. Talked about it, short run speed. Well, what better way to have a short run than 10 laps here at Kansas? That's right up Brandon Hawkins' wheelhouse. Can Ricky J hang on to this? Or is someone else going to have the checkered flag at the end of the day?
Well, this is our
AJ
TWB
now
10
up to the 5th spot. Sorry, Joe.
You're good. AJ up to the 5th spot, Ricky. He's charging still. That 029's got a lot of speed left in it. Just it's a matter of time, isn't it?
It's just a matter of time. But look right here. The 99 of Brandon Hawkins is right there with the 193. That 99 car's pretty dang fast, Joe. Meanwhile, Greg Lovell's now fighting Rick Craddock for position. We'll see if Lovell can get there. Brandon Hawkins setting up the pass to the inside of Ricky J, going into turn 1 here.
Side by side through the center of the corner. Hawkin out front by a nose. Ricky J going to get the momentum down the back straightaway. This is going to allow the 22 Rick Craddock to close the gap. Caution is out.
Oh no, that's gonna be the race for the win here, possibly. What do you think, Joe? You think they're gonna get back rolling? That's gonna be kind of a tall order as Ricky J comes down to take the stripe. 102 and 107, 6 laps to go. I don't think
We're on the cusp.
I don't think that's enough to finish it under yellow.
I don't think so either, but no one's coming to pit road, right?
No one's coming to pit road. Absolutely not. You'd be crazy to come to pit road. Let's look at what happened here. Terry Scott in the 11th spot. The 028 and Monte Keller drives in very deep into the turn. Or Terry Scott checks up a lot. I'm not really sure. But 028 comes in with a huge head of steam on the 66. They just get together, and Terry Scott hard into the outside wall. Very unfortunate for that 66 machine, but right side was pretty flat. Oh, Zach Rogers around on pit road on the backstretch.
I think we said that a couple times tonight.
It looks like the 144 Magoo trying to slow down for the field, miscalculated how slow the field was, just ran into Zach Rogers doing about 50 miles an hour faster, exactly. 100 miles versus 50 miles an hour.
Well, Magoo, this is your shining moment. You're still watching. Ricky had to say something. Blame it on Ricky.
Oh, look at these guys coming to pit road, though, Joe. Brandon Hawkins comes down. Nelly, Mike Coulomb, RJ Rusty, Monty Keller. Brandon Hawkins surprising because he almost had the lead there. He's really banking on those tires being good for that one lap. Honestly, I don't know. Do you think so, Joe?
I like track position. It's been hard to pass, and now you're gonna have 4 fast cats at least, 5, 6 fast cats right in front of you.
I would be inclined to agree with you on most cases. Mike Coulomb actually beating everyone off pit road, just took 2 tires there. But remember what just happened with KJ on that restart. A fast car means the fast car is money in of itself. Now, fresh tires in a fast car, even if it's a few laps here, that's still Brandon Hawkins going to get on pit, come back into this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars that stayed out. All in the lead lap, mind you. Mike Coulomb going to get the 6th spot. Brandon Hawkins going to start on the bottom for the 7th position. So 4 rows back of the leader. He's going to have, maybe 5 or 6 laps fresher tires. That doesn't seem like a lot, but there's we talked about not a lot of grip in this track. That handling goes away quick. These lap times start to fall off pretty quickly. Might not be a bad strategy play here. It's not a big field. If it was like 20 cars, I would say that it's too much of a long shot. But right now, it's like it might not be. I don't know. How do you feel about the matter? How do you feel? How does Joe feel?
I thought last couple weeks we've seen a leader blow a tire coming to the checkered flag to lose the race. We saw a cluster, and y'all can fill in the blank Mad Lib style there on what the second word would be. We saw that last week at Texas. I honestly don't know what we're going to see because we saw in that last restart we have the ability to go 3 wide to make all these crazy moves on the restart on the new tires. The fact is, though, the top 5 and then Mike Coulomb, those top 5, no new tires, even if it was a couple laps for Ricky, and Coulomb only on the 2 new tires, so I don't know what we're going to see. I have no idea. It
is something.
That 99 will get back inside the top 5, right? He's sitting
easily
7th right now.
5. I think it's just a question of when do we get the 1 to go here.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
We get it this
if we get the 1 to go, then
we'll have 2 laps, which is the same thing we had last week, and we do. And
2 laps to go.
If
so
you
not
recall,
a green white checker tactic. I guess it is a green white checker. Is it a green white checker?
Yeah.
I guess
we get the green and then we get the white,
it's
and then we get the checker.
So
it's a green white checker. We saw last week 2 laps to go. The gloves really came off for everybody. Maybe we see that again. Maybe we don't. I don't know. One thing I do know, things are getting ready to get crazy.
It is going to get rowdy here at Kansas. And, we'll have to keep it on this 22. We were talking about it, that Craddock has a strong car if you give him a short run. And kind of has some time to nurse those tires. But Greg Lovell also has a very strong car that seems to get stronger as the run clocks away. There's a few guys here. AJ's now right up back at the front.
We're about to be like 6 wide going
down. This is
gonna
get wild, Joe. Basically,
we're gonna be 6 wide into turn 1. Watch. I don't even think we can fit cars 6 abreast here, but we're gonna do it somehow. Fans are on their feet. They're not going to use those seats anymore here tonight. Going to be 2 laps to go for Ricky J out front, Rick Craddock to his outside, Greg Lovell, KJ, and Brain Fade. Your top 5 here for the restart, coming at you with 2 laps to go in this one. Ricky J with control, green flag. We're back underway here from Kansas. And already Brandon Hawkins diving onto the apron behind him. He's going to make it 3 wide down into 1.
Brandon Hawkins throwing it in deep there. He's going to get a good charge here. KJ's a little too far up the track. He's too far up the track. Big wiggle out of the 029. He gets him straight to stick. Brandon Hawkins 3 wide for second position.
Hawkins down to the inside of Craddock now for second. That 22 held on, but now he's on that outside, drifting up the track. This time at the line, they will see the white flag. That signifies 1 lap to go in this one. Ricky J with the lead.
Yo, I'm thinking those fresh tires might be worth their salt here. Brandon Hawkins getting a great run into turn 1 here. Gonna be right in the pack bumper, the 193 here coming off from turn 2. This is gonna be a fight all the way down to the start-finish line. They go down to the track, go onto the apron. Brandon Hawkins on the apron. He's gonna go in deep into turn 3 here. Side by side, he makes the pass on Ricky J.
Hawkins makes the pass. Redemption at his hands. Brandon Hawkins comes to the line. He'll win at Kansas.
How about that? Joe, we said it. I don't know. And man, look at Brandon Hawkins.
What a drive.
Tires are truly king here at Kansas.
What a drive.
What a great drive. What a great fight for that lead there. All the way down to the apron coming into turn 3. They both kept it straight there. Last ditch effort by Ricky J to hang on to that, and fantastic finish. And everyone kept the fenders on it.
See another view of it. There's the big block from Ricky J coming off the corner. Walking to the inside. He keeps it going straight. Comes off the corner free and clear with the lead. And I don't think any of us thought that tires would be enough there at the end.
Not to toot my horn a little bit here, but I thought they might be.
I don't think he really thought he was going to win the race, though.
I had an inkling.
Then you better go buy a lottery ticket for tomorrow.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, lottery's on Saturday.
Isn't there a Friday? There's Friday lottery.
Oh, it's Saturday.
We have Friday lottery.
Saturday,
And
crazy Saturday.
Powerball's Saturday. Mega Millions is Friday.
You're a Mega Million.
Maybe it's the other way, but one's
You're
on
worth
Friday,
$1 million
one's on
bucks. Like Brandon Hawkins' trophy is gonna be when he. Imaginary trophy is going to be when he comes down to victory lane to grab it.
That line was dead on arrival. Brandon Hawkins, your winner. He burns it down for the fans. He'll take it to victory lane. We'll get to talk with our top 3 drivers after this one. Brandon Hawkins, of course, the winner. Ricky J finishing second after dominating this race. And Rick Craddock in the 22, a good battle back night for that team. I'm going to work on getting these results up. Go ahead and bring in our 3rd place finisher, driver of the number 22 Ski Machine. Rick, that finish was a little crazy, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. That was a good race. I really enjoyed that.
I can hear the grin in your voice. I mean, talk about tonight, because you had a really fast car, right? I know it was a last-minute decision for you and the 22 team to get out here to Kansas for the race this week, but last-minute decision usually doesn't end up this good with a 3rd-place finish.
No, I've been a little out of practice, but yeah, once we got in, I knew I had a pretty good setup for this track, so we threw a setup in that we'd run well with before, and then the early got caught up in that early wreck and got a little bit of damage, and I thought I was in trouble, and made a couple of adjustments, and it kind of brought the car back around and ended up with a good finish. I mean, anytime I can come in here and get a podium finish, I'm tickled, and especially I've been out for a few weeks, haven't been able to race, and man, it was nice to get back in here and get a good finish.
Well, results now showing up on the screens for our viewers at home, and you said it there. You got involved in that early incident. You had the 99 had had the moment coming off of turn 2, kind of slowed everyone up. Got put into the outside wall, and then obviously the 28 went around in turns 3 and 4. A chaotic lap for you there. Is there's an extra little bit of like swagger that maybe you put in your step next time you're out on track, knowing that you can come back from something like that, right?
Yeah, it always makes you feel good to know that adversity is going to happen, and if you just be patient and let the race come to you, that you can come up back through the field, and I felt like I had a car to do it. I just I just needed a little bit more to get the guys, and Brandon, when he pitted there at the last, we thought, well, we might be able to hold him back, and man, he just come through. He was flying through there. So I tried to. I thought I could hold him up a little bit if I'd stayed low, but I drifted up just a little bit, gave him a little bit of room, and once he got around me that quick, he was on his way.
Well, I think that was probably the only mistake you made all night, letting that 99 get to your inside. Ricky and I, we've both let that happen before, and have paid the price. You didn't have to pay that price, though, Rick. You got a third place finish here tonight. Congratulations on that. The floor is yours, though. Sponsors, family, friends, the floor is yours.
I appreciate it. Just great job to JTN. I appreciate y'all being here every week, and just BSR, I mean, the best place you can find online to race. I mean, these guys are great, put on a great show every week, and it's just an honor to be able to run with these guys, and so really enjoyed it.
Well, it was our pleasure to cover the race and our pleasure to have you up here in the booth after. Congratulations once again, Rick, on the third place finish. Go crack open a couple of those ski sodas to celebrate.
That's right. Congratulations, Ricky J and Brandon. Great run.
Thank you, Rick. Have a good one. Good luck. Are we going to see you next week at Martinsville?
Yeah, should be able to make it. I'm gonna hopefully be able to start making more races than what I have been. So good to be back.
With that being said, good luck next week at Martinsville too. Hope to get to talk to you after that one.
All right, thank you.
Rick Craddock, driver the number 22 Chevrolet Camaro. Let's go ahead. Let's bring in our second place finisher. 83 laps led on the night. Just didn't lead the one that mattered. Ricky J, driver the 193 Voiles truck and Mustang. Did you think that Brandon was going to be able to get there, knowing that he came down to get those fresh tires?
I definitely considered the possibility. I knew it was going to just have to be one of those right place, right time kind of things. And, I was over there screaming, caution lights stay on, pretty much. And I figured, well, as the leader, it's kind of one of those where it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I come down and pit, other people might have stayed out. So it's really just a matter of circumstance and timing things just right. And threw a good block down the back straightaway, but he still had just enough to get underneath me there, and I knew either way. I'm like, okay, if he gets a fender to my inside or outside, it's probably not going to hold into the turn, even if I ran a really good turn there. So, but that's okay. That's part of it. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun there with Brandon and KJ and Zach and everybody that was in that race. It was a good time.
Well, you said block all the way down the back straightaway, block all the way down to the grass there on the bottom, too. That was some aggressive driving. But one other question. Before, we had a lot of really great racing early on in the run, and it seemed like as the run went on, you kind of hit your stride, got that swagger going with that 193 car. When that caution comes out that we had that set us up for that 10 laps to go restart in the race, did it kind of start creeping into your mind that something could go wrong, where this race might have slipped through your fingers? Or I know you can't think like that as the driver, right? You got to think positive. You got to go out and win this one. But did you kind of feel like maybe your chances went away since you were so good on those long runs?
Oh yeah, I was very observant of that. I knew that my car was going to be stronger that the run went, and it was just really a matter of trusting it. Because it was still sketchy, but I got it to the point where it's like, okay, if I manage my tires right, that the car would hold really well in the long run. But yeah, I was definitely concerned about getting a very short stint at the start because I have it set up that way that I wouldn't be able to manage the tires for a short stint like I could in a long stint. So I made some adjustments accordingly, knowing that, and it was close, but it just wasn't enough. So yeah, definitely was hoping that would have stayed green there, but it happens, and that's part of it.
Hey, Brandon got his win back from a few weeks ago at Charlotte. That's the way you gotta look at it, right? But Ricky, congratulations on another great run. Pretty much it looks like his mic is gone. I believe he can still hear me, but pretty much have everything locked up with this 193 car for the championship. Before we let you go, though, the floor is yours. I know you got a bunch of great sponsors.
Just thank you to Brian, Kathy, Voiles Trucking for sponsoring on the car. Thank you, Bomb Squad Racing, for everything you guys do, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, Ricky, I would say I hope to talk with you next week, but it seems like more and more it's just I know I'm going to talk to you next week. So good luck next week at Martinsville. I know you want to get another win there, but congratulations on the great run here tonight, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us after this one.
And no problem. Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, Ricky J, driver the 193, your second place finish. See, Ricky, I screwed up. I said I was going to say winner because I'm just so used to it. See, he's got it. Real quick, folks. He's also got a picture with all his racing trophies. I mean, he's a winner in every sense of the word. Ricky, thanks for taking the time to talk with us.
Yeah, no problem. You guys take care. Thank you guys for the broadcast.
Ricky J, your second place finisher here tonight has slipped through his fingers, Ricky. From one Ricky to another, let's now bring in a Brandon. Here he is. He's down in victory lane. He's kind of soaked it in. Brandon Hawken, driver number 99. Brandon.
Yes.
You had one slip away from you a few weeks ago. Got it back here tonight, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a heartbreaker there at Charlotte, but man, what a race and what a finish there.
Now, Ricky was up here in the booth, and he was pegging you as the guy that was the best on the short runs, right? You had a lot of speed in that 99. Is that what made that call coming to pit road to take the 4 fresh tires a little bit easier?
Yeah, I was feeling like I was gonna do pretty much whatever the leader didn't, and I saw Rick stay out, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm coming in. So I thought a lot more people were gonna come down with me, but yeah, the fresh tires were just so good. Kansas, it absolutely eats tires, and yeah, I felt my car was like it rolled the entry of the corner so well. It was just later in the run where on exit the right rear would just like completely burn off. So I was really lucky to get like a 2-lap run there at the end, and those fresh tires were awesome. Got a really good launch off the start, and able to make it 3 wide there a couple times, and had a really good race with Rick down the back straightaway. He threw a block. I was just able to get underneath him. I got my nose underneath, and he raced really fairly. Yeah, once I was on his inside, he left the room, and that was just a lot of fun. It was just kind of a desperation move, I guess, to come down the pits and get some tires, but I'm glad it paid off.
Well, it paid off spectacularly, and like you said, they made that finish a lot more interesting than either of us thought it would be. I mean, we've had 3 great finishes now in a row here at Bomb Squad. That's why folks have to tune in here on Thursday nights. But talk about the racing tonight, because again, you had that really strong short run car, but you fell back a lot of times. How did you kind of have to play those longer green flag runs, knowing that you were going to be able to make up those spots in the short term, but maybe we're going to lose them back in the long term?
Yeah, I was just trying my best not to burn off the rears as best as I could. It was really hard though, because if you took it easy going into the corner, it would make it looser. So I kind of had to drive it like relatively hard, but try not to burn off the rear. So yeah, it was kind of a balancing game there. And yeah, around, I don't know, with about 15 laps left on fuel, that's when it would start getting pretty bad. So yeah, on the long runs, I was no good at all. But every caution, I kept coming in, making adjustments. I took about, I think it was about 70 pounds of wedge out, sorry, I added 70 pounds of wedge, and made a tire pressure adjustment, and it made it a lot better for the short run. At least it would still in the long run, the right rear would still burn off pretty bad, but it made it a lot more stable, and it was really good for the last few laps there.
Well, it was a great run for you here tonight, up inside the top 5 all night long, able to capitalize on the situation there at the end with the green-white checkered finish. Brandon, congratulations on once again on the win here tonight. Before we let you go, you know the drill. Floor is yours.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everybody at BSR, you guys at JTN, like all of my fellow competitors. It was a really good race, and man, we're putting on some bangers here at BSR recently. So yeah, it's been a ton of fun. Yeah, the last few finishes have been incredible. So yeah, it's just a really great time, and yeah, like feels really tight. So yeah, it's just a ton of fun. Everybody's super even, and yeah, can't wait till next week. Should be fun.
It's going to be fun doing some short track racing at Martinsville. Good luck there, Brandon. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us after this one. Once again, congratulations on the win here in Kansas.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Brandon Hawken, driver the number 99 Toyota, your winner here tonight. Well, Ricky, that's going to conclude our coverage from Kansas. Next week, we're going to short track racing in Virginia at the Martinsville Speedway.
Yeah, from one brand of wild to another, we're gonna be going to Martinsville. But God, it's gonna be a fun time. Tonight was just an absolute barn burner, and I think we're gonna be in for another one next week.
It's going to be another great race, and that's why, folks, you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed right here on the JoeTowNetwork JTN YouTube. Again, that's youtube.com/JoeTowNetwork, just in case you forgot. But all you really got to do is scroll down below this video, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button, too, while you're down there. You're already down there. It's not too much extra. Just go hit that like button. Can't thank you folks enough for tuning in. If you want to hear more from us, of course, right here on YouTube. Also, JoeTowNetwork on Twitter, JoeTowNetwork on Facebook. Another great way to keep up to date with us. But with all that being said, can't thank you enough for tuning in here tonight for the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series from the Kansas Motor Speedway. For Bristol, our producer, for Ricky Collette, I've been Joe Twansky. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you guys next time right here live on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh, Maverick! Oh, wide!
Who did that?
Turn 4 into the tri-oval. Whitehill is through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
All right, and they're wrecking behind them. We got cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down, but it doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Comes Musa. Musa's gonna.
Oh, he's going to use that apron.
He's gonna use the apron.
They're going to be side by side. Coming off the corner. Boy, back to the inside. It's going to be a drag race to the line till Musa gets it.